Hello again. All right. Episode 5. Holly
Episode
Dudes
5.
Podcast. We're here. Cool, great.
We made it.
Yeah, we made it. Awesome. So, let's open it up with some box office results.
Yeah.
So, last weekend, Minecraft. Yeah, absolutely obliterated.
We called it.
Yeah.
We called it.
Yeah. So, all this is per Box Office Mojo, just like
Yes.
last week. Minecraft movie, $162 million. Domestic.
Wild.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like it'll outdo that this week.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
The crowds at theaters are insane. I've not seen crowds like this. People say Barbieheimer was the, movie-going event that got people
I saw
in.
something like that, yeah.
Even for Barbieheimer, I did not see crowds like this.
Oh, see, when I was opening day for both of those, and they were wall-to-wall people. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, seeing Minecraft very busy at our theaters, and to see, okay, cool, great, $162 million, almost 163. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well over what did we say, about 150 million? I think.
Yeah, I think we said 140, 150 million.
Yeah.
So right on.
That's
right
awesome. On. Hell yeah, great.
Yeah.
Second place, Working Man. Hey, that's cool, great. Good for Jason
They
Statham.
probably made their money back with the 7.3 million. You probably made your money back right there.
Yeah.
Good weekend.
Yeah. We had third place, Chosen Last Supper. Getting a little bit of action before King of Kings this week.
Yeah.
Snow White hanging on, limping along. Got another $6 million. Brings its total domestic to $77 million.
Yes.
As of last weekend. Yeah. So that's that thing sucks.
Rough.
That's dead in the water.
Rough.
What about our other movie from last week? Tim, how do you think that thing did?
Which one? The Luckiest Man in America? I don't think it did very well considering the lack of screenings.
Just under $285,000 for the Box Office Mojo. So I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but So, I mean, either way, it didn't make any money.
Right.
So
they weren't showing it in any theaters. I said that last week. There was one show.
I didn't see it.
One theater. Yeah. You're not missing anything. Watch it on Prime or Netflix whenever it's free.
Yeah, it'll be around here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably a good freebie.
Yeah.
So giant weekend last week for Minecraft.
Yes.
Our domestic. So this is so far reported for this weekend. A Minecraft movie is still making a whole bunch of money.
Yes. Just raking it in.
Yep. Just raking it in. We're projected another 80.6 million. So bring a total gross 280 for domestic.
I think it'll do a lot more than that 80.6.
Oh yeah.
The theater when I went to see Warfare had more teenage boys than Kevin Spacey's hard drive. I mean, it was lit. I mean, I don't know how they're keeping up with the popcorn sales for this movie.
Right.
It's done a hell of a lot of business for the market.
I'd love to see it, man. Yeah. Love to see a packed theater.
That's and especially for a movie that was good. You know?
Yeah.
It was decent. It was a good movie.
I had a good time. I enjoyed it more than any of the things that I saw this week. So, there's that. Unfortunately, I had to see a lot of crap this week. That was bad. It was a bad week.
Yeah.
But as far as our movies for this week, so we had our predicted dark horse come to win.
I mean, King of Kings.
Yeah. Dude, you think you're gonna beat the story of Jesus with your artsy war movie? Yeah, come on, man.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
Warfare.
Doesn't mean it's a good version of the story of Jesus.
Movie.
I'm gonna get to that. That was a terrible movie, but then our third place is The Amateur, which is the only good thing that I saw this weekend.
Very surprising.
Yeah. I'm surprised it made a bunch of money, but it was good.
Yeah, I when I went to get tickets for screenings, I was like, "Oh man, this is almost sold out."
That's good.
I was amazed.
I was not sold out, but it was the biggest crowd of the weekend.
I did not see much marketing for this movie. We talk about trailers being shown before every movie that we see. I've seen the Amateur trailer play once, and it was this weekend before the Warfare. So
it did about it was earlier than Black Bag. It got a little bit of a head start on Black Bag.
Yeah.
As far as length of time I was seeing it.
Yeah.
But this thing did about the same thing where my Facebook feed was just blown up with.
Yeah.
ads
they know
for the
who
Amateur.
they're marketing to.
Yeah. But I will say, word of mouth pretty positive about this thing.
Yeah.
I went into the theater and I went to the VIP Roxy again. Shout out VIP Roxy, you guys are awesome. And I went up to the manager and said, hey, what do we think? What do people think? She said, mostly, people seem to like this thing. Seems to be doing pretty good. So, and there was 7 people in my screening, and the other 3 movies each had 4.
Wow.
So this was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty
For
good.
the Roxy, that's a crowd.
No, man, it was, Minecraft was way bigger than that. But and I'm sure their Minecraft screenings were busy. I did see quite a bit of, like families coming in and out while I was there to see all the junk for this weekend.
They may have seen King of Kings.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I was there. I don't think they were with me.
We know what they weren't seeing, and that was Drop.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
No one went out to see Drop.
Again, somebody's got to give me a money line on these movies, man, because we called it weeks ago. We called this in the first episode.
Set it up.
The
MGM,
first episode, we said this thing was gonna fly.
I mean, all the marketing is just awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
And it's from the directors of Happy Death Day, which I enjoyed.
Happy Death Day
really
to
liked
you.
that. Oh, the sequel.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. There's a catch. I was floating that around too, and I was like, hey, wait a minute.
I was like, Happy Death Day, I really loved. It sort of it turned the whole genre on its head for a minute there, so I really liked that. So
the first one was good.
Yeah. The second one, not good.
No.
Not good.
Sequel
sci-fi action.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. But yeah, this thing dropped off a fucking cliff. Estimated $7.5 million opening. Good for them. You know what? Good for them. I hope it was a low enough budget. But oh god, that thing sucked, and I can't wait to talk about it. I've seen mostly like positive reviews for this thing too, as far as like YouTube critics and all this sort of crap. And no, trust me, I'm not joining that bandwagon. This thing is a dog turd and a half. But yeah, I haven't put a video out on it. There is probably going to be a Just the Tip coming out. If you've seen this long form,
we'll airdrop it to you.
But
don't worry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, no, we'll digi drop it to you.
Is that what they say?
Digi drop? Old crap that they use. Yeah.
Digimon?
Oh man, just wait till I get into this.
You're gonna digivolve out of the theater. Onto VOD.
Let's you know what? So that was box office. That was fine.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to see on box office is I just want to know what the worldwide for Minecraft is so far. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's well over $500 million. Good for them.
Yeah.
550.
This is 2 weeks in.
Yeah, 2 weeks in. Yeah. Good for them. Yeah, I knew this thing was going to make much money. That's cool.
And it's also.
I want to see this. I'm going to mispronounce this horribly, but I want to see this Neza 2. That seems to be
the Chinese
incredibly making a ton of money. Yeah, $2 billion. Like
I mean.
The other half of the world is seeing this thing. I'm not seeing it because I live in America, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I would love to see it. So
do you get tariff pricing for your ticket?
I don't know. None of the theaters out here.
Is it 145% now, or might be higher than that? For
when
Chinese.
I get the chance, I'm definitely going to have to see that because that's a lot of money.
Yes.
That's a lot of money. I'd be really interested to see what that's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was box office. Let's.
I skipped over Warfare, number 4.
Yeah, Warfare came in number 4. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I don't hate it at all.
You hate it?
No, I don't hate it.
You despise it?
No, I think Warfare is a really good work of art. Right?
Yes.
I think it's a more of an experience than an entertaining movie. I was not having fun for 95 minutes. Right? Okay. So. Let's get into Warfare as far as what it is, right? So it's takes place 2006, Ramadi, Iraq. This
Navy
SEALs, right? They are in a house, and you get an hour and a half in mostly real time of what happened.
Holding down their position, they're being surrounded and sieged by a group of militants, Iraqi militants.
Oh, this is in the trailer. Yeah. This is the non-spoiler section.
Again, no surprises coming from you here.
Yeah.
You're coming for Warfare, you're going to get Warfare. This is it. It is not going to apologize for the just brutal nature of war. I've seen people online calling it propaganda. When the first trailer dropped, everyone's like, oh, cool, propaganda. It's like, Did you not see? Like, this is not glamorous looking at all.
This is, if anything, like
this
the
is
opposite,
turning people away
right?
from recruitment.
Right? Do you want to go live through that? Probably not.
No.
There was no What was the victory? There was no victory.
Everyone loses.
Oh, well, I guess that's kind of a spoiler. But hey, if you lived through the Iraq, Afghanistan, where you know how all that sort of stuff ended, it wasn't really a victory to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this is not a recruitment film. This is a Top Gun where I think we see, oh my gosh,
I don't want to get into
recruitment numbers. No, this is grimy and horrible and suffering for 95 minutes. It's funny. So, there's me, right? Grown man. There's another guy who was, maybe, in his 50s or so, right? Grown man. And then there was like a younger couple. And the younger couple were sitting like way in the front, and I'm kind of in the back, so I'm taking notes and stuff. I don't like to be disruptive. And, so I don't really know what their reaction was, but the older man was sitting, about a row in front of me, but also kind of in the back and on the other side of the theater. So I could see him the whole time.
You're talking about that IED?
We were both squirming the whole time. And, like, especially once things start going sideways. It's not an easy
It takes about
watch.
30 minutes to get there, right? It's going to be a tense buildup, and then as soon as you're in it, there's no getting out. You feel like stuck. These Navy SEALs are trapped in this house. They're needing a rescue. You feel like you're in there with them. You're like, please just let me breathe.
Right.
And I thought it did a really great job of conveying that. So
like
to me, I love that.
I dislike this movie. I think for what it aimed to be, what it does, this is fantastic, and I commend the filmmakers and the actors who did it. However, I wouldn't recommend this one if you're looking to go have fun. Right?
Make it a double feature with Minecraft.
There you go. That's something like that. Maybe.
Take it easy and then
see Minecraft second so that you
can
feel
recover
better afterwards, right? Yeah. No,
from the shell shock of a movie.
I absolutely commend Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland and everybody who worked on this film. Right, this thing was great, and the sound is incredible. Right,
I gotta ask, the IED.
Oh yeah,
did that get you? That made everyone in my screening jump.
No, I kind of saw that one coming from a mile away.
See, I knew something was going to happen, but it just jump scares. As far as jump scares go, this was one of them that I'm like, oh my god.
Weren't really any jump scares that got me. It was more I'm just not a big person on visceral gore, Yeah. So some of that stuff was not fun. Do we want to get into some spoiler stuff? Great work of art, maybe a super entertaining watch if you're not really into
not
that.
a popcorn movie.
Not a popcorn movie. No, you might throw your popcorn up halfway through. So spoiler section. So most of them make it out of this house, it's really only the Iraqi helpers that
the translators
the pieces, which sucks,
Yeah.
Right.
Especially the one guy who's like, dude, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, right. Like, you knew exactly what was coming for
death. And there's no way I'm stepping out of this house.
No, so they go through all of this, right? They get two guys get severely wounded. There's limbs being worked on and tourniqueted, and
everyone's concussed,
screaming, and everyone. Yeah, right. Yeah. Will Poulter plays the kind of the I can't remember what his rank is, but he's the commanding officer in this outfit. Yeah, and he gets hit in this IED thing while he's physically okay. He is
shook.
By the time, so they're waiting for another group to come meet them, and then they're all going to hopefully get taken out of this thing together, because the first pickup goes wrong. There's an IED, right, and everybody gets blown up, and it's bad, So they're waiting for this other group, and by the time the other group gets there, the other commanding officer's trying to talk to him, and he's like, listen, dude, I cannot fucked up right now. He literally says, I am fucked up, man. Yeah. You gotta take lead on this. And so, the other guys come in, and they do, they take lead, they get, everybody gets out, right? But then immediately, the sea's filled with fucking terrorists, and, it was just very, it made me very mad, because I remember just not that long ago, watching the footage of the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You're going to take these boys out of, bumfuck Oklahoma and stick them in a place where, honestly, they didn't need to be in the first place.
And the problem is, like,
that's
just
the thing.
I don't know. I was never in the military, and I'm not a military advisor nor a politician, right? So I don't know anything about anything. But my thought is, well, as soon as they got him out of the city limits, you were running that jet through there over and over and over again. Why don't you just blow up that city that is full of these armed militant
civilian casualties? You got the Geneva Convention.
So what?
War crimes still count even if you win.
Let me tell you something, man. So we are like a very physically uninvadable country. So what the hell are they going to do about it? We are like the fighting force of NATO, right? We could have cleaned house, and it would have been like, well, tough shit. I don't know. If you don't like it? That's too bad.
Look, it only took like 6 guys to take down 3 of our buildings.
Donald Trump in like 2004. He would have said, nah, it's over.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
I don't know about that
either. But either way, it just makes you sick because it's like, what were we even doing if we just let them have it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Joseph Quinn.
There's geopolitics.
Joseph
I guess
Quinn in this movie.
Yeah, he is in this thing. Yeah.
Screaming for about half the movie. So rest in peace to his vocal cords.
Oh my gosh, man, there's a lot of screaming.
Yeah,
a lot of screaming. It's a rough watch. Again, this wasn't entertaining. It was aggravating. It was grimacing. So I don't know. It's fine.
Liked it.
It's a good work of art.
Yeah,
but it's aggravating. It's a good red-blooded American. I'm mad about it. But good for them making a hell of a work of art type movie.
Yeah, what else was equally as bloody and horrifying and gory?
What?
King of Kings.
Oh my gosh, did you see it?
I did not.
Oh my god, I saw it. I don't know if gory, bloody, and horrifying. Well, I don't know if gory and bloody would be the terms I would use.
Horrifying?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So it's King of Kings, right? Is a animated retelling of like the story of Jesus by Charles Dickens, which is essentially a Cliff Notes version of the Book of Luke that Charles Dickens wrote to tell his children about Jesus.
So it's entirely Dickens.
No.
There's no ghosts of the holy future.
No, it does actually open with a Christmas Carol, though. The movie does. Okay. But no, so that's kind of what it is, right? Yeah. So the movie opens and it's Charles Dickens like telling he's like performing a Christmas Carol, where they used to just like stand there and like orate. He's not actually like really, there's not people in like costumes playing stuff. And Walter Dickens like comes in and he's just the most intolerable little shit, Oh my gosh! So he comes in and like he's pretending to be King Arthur, and he's my imagination, and he ruins Charles Dickens's performance, and so then Charles Dickens gets mad at him, and then his wife like reads a manuscript that of this the story of Jesus, right? And she's, Charles, you're going to teach your son the story about forgiveness, and
instead he threatens to crucify the child.
Well, oh my gosh, right, yeah. So then, Charles Dickens is, narrating this story to Walter and his cat, and I thought this was going to be good. It was not good, and. So they go through the story, and if you've read the Bible, you know the story. Read the Book of Luke or read the Cliff Notes, and you get the story, right? But man, this thing is anti-Semitic. Man. So I mean, okay. So at the time, right? So they're in kind of like Judea, right? So predominantly like kind of Jewish area, right? So I mean, okay, right? It is eventually kind of like the I guess Jewish community there. I'm not a theologian, but that like eventually calls for the crucifixion of Jesus, Right, but the way they depict these guys, I mean, like,
they're stereotypical.
Oh my god, like big hook noses, and, like kind of counting their shekels. Like, oh dude, it's horrible.
Was it produced by J.K. Rowling?
Oh man, it was wild. I'm watching this
Someone
thing
check
and I'm
on
like,
Kanye. Make
you
sure.
guys know there's like a huge Israeli like geopolitical conflict going on right now, right? Like this maybe wasn't the right time to, put this on.
Maybe
the big
that
screen.
Inspired him. Who knows?
I'm a South Korean filmmaker. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know their thoughts on any of this. But yeah, it was wild. That was wild of watching this thing, and I'm like, are you serious right now? It was, and I'm not the only person that thought that. I have also seen some backlash from maybe like some more Christian or evangelical communities about like, hey, wait a minute, man, like this was kind of whoa.
What are you saying here?
This is kind of anti-Semitic, and maybe not at the right time, man. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So it's not good. It's not good. The animation is pretty choppy. There's some weird ADR moments where things do not match up even close, right?
Yeah.
And God, there's some awful script writing in this thing too.
Oh, no.
Just
it was written 2,000 years ago.
They literally write these Jewish people that are like hunting down Jesus as like the most comedic like Three Stooges villains ever. Like,
they could be entertaining.
It's bad, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's not written in like a funny comedic way either.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Like, it's
they're just generally
really
incompetent.
It reminded me of like I'm watching one of those old like World War II era political like cartoons, but like animated. Okay. I'm like, oh no, this is probably not good. But yeah, no, I definitely wanted my hour and a half back after that one. It was not very good. I will say, so story of Jesus, right? There's there are various forms of the Bible.
Yep.
And there's various like retellings of this specific story, right? If you want a really interesting one, and I'm gonna put a link in the comments on this one if you want to check it out. One of my favorite authors, Nick Tosches, wrote a book called Under Tiberius, which is kind of his take on a possible retelling of the story of Jesus, which is very, very cool if you're a little bit more open-minded to the way the story might have played out. So. Yeah, I will link that in the comments below. 10 out of 10 recommend checking it out. It's one of my favorite books of all time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 10 out of 10 for King of Kings.
Oh, no.
Like a
I
3?
give this 4 shekels out of 18 goys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Kanye's going to love seeing this one.
Oh, dude, Kanye. This is Kanye's favorite movie of the
Elon
year,
Musk,
man.
yeah, they are
This is
going to
be
this.
Kanye's favorite movie of the year. This thing is rough. Yeah, so maybe don't go see King of Kings and read Under Tiberius instead.
Yeah.
It'll probably take you more than an hour and a half, but you will really enjoy that time spent versus this. I was like, dude, get me the fuck out of this horrible movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But, dude, it still wasn't the worst thing that I saw this weekend. So, Drop.
Yeah.
Drop. Did you see Drop?
I did not.
Oh, you godless
see
communist.
Drop.
Why would you do that?
They canceled the screening.
Man,
They canceled the screening.
That's actually
for
good
Drop.
thing.
I haven't seen that since we went to see
Are you saying
Men.
that they dropped the screening for Drop?
Drop. We went to see the movie Men, the Alex Garland movie Men.
Yep.
Back, what was that, 2022?
Yeah.
2021, we went to see it and showed up for the theater, and they just told us, oh yeah, we canceled it.
Yeah.
You were the only 3 people to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. That was fun.
The same thing happened for Drop. I would have been the only one in the theater. You got Minecraft out. Why are you gonna waste the screening for Drop when you got Minecraft? Even though, so this was in the screening room, right? 21 total seats.
Wow.
They did not even bother airing it for 21 people.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Drop.
That's terrible.
So
they dropped Drop.
I mean, we called it.
God, I tell you what. This oh man, this is the cinematic equivalent of dropping the Cosby Kids off at the pool. This is the cinematic equivalent of dropping a hot deuce in a porta-john in mid-July.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the equivalent of dropping $100,000 on a Tesla right before the election. This is dude, this is pretty rough. This was a bad movie. This was a horrible, horrible movie, and everybody's kissing its ass, and I don't understand why. I don't see what there was to like about this thing. So Drop, right? So non-spoiler. If you've seen the trailer, you pretty much know what this is. This is phone booth, but in a high-rise restaurant. So this woman, she had an abusive husband. He is no longer with us, and she decides, I'm going to get back on the dating scene. And so she's talking to a guy on an app, and they are going to meet at a restaurant. So they meet at the restaurant, and somebody starts digi-dropping her phone.
They're going to digivolve?
Which, yeah. I want to talk about the digi-drop in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very short non-spoiler section because the movie sucks ass and I want to get into spoilers. So this thing, she starts getting these digi-drops, which is like an airdrop, and it's all these like threatening messages. Well, then it turns into, there's a gunman in my house and you can see it on my cameras and blah, 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 blah.
Look at the child posing.
And she can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Just like Cellular or Phone Booth or Red Eye or like the countless other movies that follow this plot, right?
Follow the instructions or you die.
Oh my god. Yeah. Dude, it was not good. So, obviously things go along with that. It's not good. The only good thing I will say about this movie, which there was almost two good things, but they get completely ruined, and I'll talk about that in spoilers. But the only good thing I saw was some really cool cinematic work. There are a couple of shots in this that are pretty cool. Like, they have the camera like following the rim of a shot glass. So it's like taking a shot. There's a moment where I can't remember what exactly it was, but something gets dropped and the camera like follows the thing dropping and changes position with it, because drop, right?
Yeah.
The intro sequence actually was like kind of cool. It was like kind of like you remember how movies used to have like an actual fucking intro, like it was like like a James Bond style intro, a title card, right? It had one of those. And I always love that. That's usually for me is a sign that this is at the very least going to be some corny, enjoyable stuff. I was fucking wrong. I was so fucking wrong. This movie sucked. I see a lot of people saying that Megan Fahey did a good job, and I don't. Oh man, I don't know. We have different standards. I don't know, man. But I didn't think that this was good. I didn't think the acting was good. I didn't think that the script was good. The movie's kind of stupid, and none of it was entertaining.
Wow. Wow.
So that's the non-spoiler section. Please do not waste money on this stupid fucking movie, dude. This thing was so bad. It was so bad. Spoiler section. Okay. Yes. So I figured this thing out like so quick, right? Yeah. So
let me guess, because you said former abusive husband.
Well, no, it's not. It's just not doing an Invisible Man.
All right. I thought it would be the Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss.
No, no.
All right.
So here's what happens, right? So she goes on the date, right?
Yeah.
And so she has her sister watching her son, who is one dude. Like, I saw two incredibly just intolerable little fucking kids this week, man. Between, I don't know who was worse, him or the Walter Dickens.
Let them fight.
Dude. Oh, well, no, because you know what? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Thankful, I was incredibly annoyed by Walter Dickens in The King of Kings.
Yeah.
But it made my heart feel better to know that in real life, he joined the British military and he became heavily in debt and addicted to drugs and gambling, and he died absolutely penniless and sick overseas. And then his body and his collection of debts was shipped back to his father.
And this is how they remember him.
Yeah.
By making him the most annoying character.
But fuck that kid, dude. I hated that kid. It was like, you know what, man? I'm glad all that shit happens to you. You're the worst.
Wow. Has anyone gotten the worst rap in history? Walter Dickens.
Fuck Walter Dickens, man. Oh, man, he was the worst. No, but, rest in peace, Walter Dickens. Yeah, so you get this horrible, annoying little kid, which, I mean, he did see his father blow his fucking head off, so, I mean,
oh, shit.
There's that part. That's maybe why you explain why he's so annoying. But yeah, so he's being watched by the sister, who, like, 5 minutes into this movie, I'm like, dude, this is the only real life human being in this script, right? Like, people do not talk to people the way people talk to each other in this movie, right? So, like, especially the main character girl, like, she does not sound like a real person to me. And if that's how real people sound, I guess I need to get out more. I don't know, you know? But so, you know, I'm like, okay, she's at least like a relatable, realistic human being here, right? You know, she actually might exist in the world, unlike everybody else that I've seen 5 to 10 minutes into this movie. So she goes out on the date, right? And
with
like
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
who the guy looked like. Joel Edgerton.
He was so pointless. Like, he was
didn't do anything.
I mean, he was fine. Like, he just didn't have much to do. It's just like, dude, just sit there and be like McDreamy and, you know, be half charming, I guess. You know, they didn't give him a whole lot to do. And then so the guy texts her and he's, oh, I'm gonna be like late, you know, okay. And so she goes to the bar. Well, she's sitting at the bar and like talking to the bartender, and she gets a drink. Well, then there's this dude there, this older man, who's like, oh, you know, you're so and so, and she's like, no, and he's like supposedly there on like a blind date or whatever, you know, and it's like, okay, you know, so they like chit chat a little bit, and then like his date gets there, and she's like visibly disappointed at this corny old man, you know, and so, you know, they go off, and eventually her date gets there, and then this whole thing ensues, right? Well, so she's getting these digidrops, and at first she shows the guy, you know, and he's like, oh, it's a digidrop. That's kind of like
50 feet from here.
Yeah, it's got to be 50 feet from. Well, he also mentions, what's not in the trailer, is that, oh, this is kind of like an older version of an airdrop.
It's
like, people
guy.
don't really use this anymore.
Guy.
Dude, it's obviously the fucking old guy, right?
Kill him.
You know, there's a bunch. Well,
shoot him now.
The problem is, shoot him now, right?
Shoot him.
You know?
Throw him out the window.
So, you know, we're going through this movie, and it's supposed to be suspenseful. It's supposed to be like, you know, and they're going through all these different possibilities of who it could be. And
but it's obviously one person.
Dude, like, I figured this out, like, as soon as the guy that she's on a date with says, oh, it's an older version, it was like, oh, this entire thing is spoiled. It's obviously that dude. They keep trying to point out, they keep trying to like pass it off to this other dude who's acting really suspicious for no reason. You know, like, because it turns out he's just there having dinner with his sister. Like, it's fine. Like, you know, but yeah, it turns out it's the old guy, and you know, the guy that she's on a date with.
Wait, so the old guy is simultaneously holding her son hostage?
Well, so, okay.
Did he
so
hire someone?
Yes, so here's why.
Yeah.
So the guy that she's on the date with, who suspiciously, like, okay, you know, as somebody who works for a photography company, this guy has a suspicious amount of money for an event photographer for the mayor's office.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. So, but he's all like, yeah, I'll take you out to this fancy high-rise restaurant, order whatever you want, and all this stuff, and, you know, yeah, just like, acts like he, you know, has a bunch of money. Well, so, anyway, he works for the mayor's office as an event photographer, and he found out some stuff, and he's gonna, you know, he's got it on his camera card, so she's gotta, like, destroy his camera card, and she's gotta kill him so that, you know, he can't tell the press, and blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah,
they
so that's
kidnap
the whole
her
thing.
Child.
Well, yeah,
instead
they're
of
like,
just
held her at,
poisoning him.
Dude, this thing is a bunch of
You
nonsense.
can't just kill him?
Oh, just wait. The plot holes in this thing are everywhere, right?
Have they seen The Wire?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude, this is the worst. This movie sucked. God, dude, this is awful. So then, you know, so they're gonna go through this whole thing of like making her kill him, and you know, hold the sister and the kid hostage. You know, like, how are you gonna get away with this crap to begin with? You know,
you were involving so many.
We're gonna whack
people.
everybody, but make it seem like she was going crazy or something. You know, yeah. So. Okay, so they're at the restaurant and then they're at the house, right? So there's 2 different locations. The restaurant's in like a high rise, and her house is in like a fucking subdivision.
Right.
So sure, you've been to a city, right? You've like driven places before. There's like that would take at least a couple of minutes at best to get, you know, right?
No, her house is
Dude,
in the backyard.
It fucking must be, dude. It must be. It must be in the lobby of this high rise.
Yeah.
Because all this crap goes down in the restaurant. You know, they have like a final shootout. And she like throws this guy out the window and like.
Oh my god!
It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Where did she get a gun?
He has a gun.
Oh, and he lost control of the gun.
Well, no, she like. No, it's so like she's supposed to poison the guy, and she tricks the old man and has him take the poison instead, and then she breaks a window with a hockey puck and then like throws this guy out the window. All right. Okay, you know what? Like it's not. I didn't say it made sense. Okay, I didn't say it was a good movie.
You're not selling me on this movie, all right?
Mind you,
try harder.
So the sister is like in the downstairs of the house, supposedly like kind of knocked out. And then the boy is like hiding in his room with the door closed.
Posing for the
gunman's in there.
Drops that they're sending.
Well, yeah, so then the gunman's like, so the guy like when this all is going down, he's like, kill everybody, and so the gunman is then like gonna go kill the boy and shoot the girl, and you would think like that is literally like bang, bang, no. So this lady goes from this high rise, goes and gets her date's car from the parking garage and drives home before this guy can get any of this done.
During all this,
like he was stabbed or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he literally had nothing to do.
He didn't have a whole lot to do.
Sit down and take a shot of tequila.
Yeah, this movie sucked.
All right.
And so she gets home, all before it takes this guy, to like kill these two people that are like in the house with him, So and then my absolute least favorite part of this movie happens. So the final confrontation, right? Like there's this masked gunman and all that, and he shoots the sister. He's gonna kill the little boy, and the girl gets there, and they have this like big battle or whatever that goes down exactly how her husband, who was abusing her, like literally like frame for frame, it's the same thing. And this masked gunman like decides like, he's gonna take his mask off, and like he looks ever so kind of sort of like her dead ex-husband, and. So like this is supposed to like me,
it's
this is supposed to mean some crap,
It's twin.
And she gets his gun, right? And this guy has been like shooting this gun. He has already shot the sister, and all of a sudden this is like a super gun, and because she pulls the trigger and he does the comical like flies back like bam. Dude, he's like getting like flung into the wall.
From like a 22.
Like in a video game where you're like bouncing your enemy with he's literally like flying back from this
some old west.
Yes.
Fucking shooting.
Exactly.
Shooting the cup up in the air.
Some for a few dollars more style.
Directed by Sergio Leone. Here's Drop.
Gosh, man. Yeah, it was rough. So that happens, which is dumb enough in itself. The sister, who has been shot, then walks downstairs, shot, right?
Yeah.
Looks at her sister, who just murdered a man with a gun in her hand, and says, "Well, how'd your date go?" I wanted to throw myself off the roof of the theater after this, dude. This was horrible. This was not a good movie. So then they have like a final like conclusion in the hospital, and everybody's happy and ooh, and everything's fine. Somehow, some way, like nobody got any jail time or anything or any of these things either.
No.
But, yeah, she blew up a restaurant. I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of crap, dude. I don't know.
She at least leave a tip before fleeing in her date's car.
I don't.
Come on.
This was, and people like this thing.
That's insane.
People like this. This is a bad movie. Stop liking
said good
this
things
stuff.
about Happy Death Day to You. The first one I love. The second one was trash.
I hope this was
like
I hope people who liked this movie watched this, and I hope that maybe I got through to you, because this was not.
Let us change your
Drop
mind.
is not a good movie, and it should drop off the face of the earth and never be seen again.
Apparently it is. They were canceling screenings opening weekend.
Good. This was bad art. This was like Warfare, good art, not entertaining. This, bad art, also not entertaining. Not all art has to be entertaining, but I at least ask that it be good.
Yeah.
You know? Unlike this podcast, this thing sucks. But, hey, whatever. We're working.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Actually, this one might even look better because we are using a different method this time.
New video source.
There is that.
So,
yeah.
Hopefully it's recording audio.
Yep. This podcast, maybe the next one could be directed by Sergio Leone.
Can we get some, we just got to make sure to use blanks.
Blanks,
yeah.
What?
You're talking about using...
We're going to rust this out.
Okay. I don't think Sergio is signing up anymore.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Alec Baldwin coming soon.
But no, so yeah, Drop sucked. Last movie of the week. The
Positive
Amateur.
Note?
Did you see The Amateur?
I did not.
I
did not.
I saw The Amateur. Man, it was a movie. It was a movie. Thank God. Thank God it was actually something that was entertaining. Now, so The Amateur, I did put a video out on this last night. If you haven't seen that, or if you have, hey, cool, great. Here's my more full review. Oh, the only entertaining thing I saw this weekend.
Really?
So this is just like Black Bag. Like, it really makes me wonder, dude, are spy movies back? Because I've seen 2 pretty good spy tech movies this year so far.
And the last
my
4
favorites.
weeks.
You know? I'm one of those people that, dude, I've watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy over and over and over again. I find that movie to be gripping. Most people tell me,
I fall asleep.
I love it.
I get about 20 minutes in and I fall asleep every time. I've tried.
It's the subtlety.
I've tried.
It's the subtlety. It's just like reading Le Carre. Oh, man, it's like, I love it.
I don't know what to tell you.
I love it, dude.
I love Black Bag.
Yeah, Black Bag was fantastic.
That was great.
Yeah. But yeah, so The Amateur stars Rami Malek. He's doing a Blue Ruin. He's doing the I'm inept and not really equipped to kill people, but I'm gonna kill some people, right? Yeah. And but he's not really inept because he's an incredible super tech genius. He's this incredible
so he's more
white
capable than most
people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, okay, he's kind of a pussy and he won't pull a gun and shoot you in the face, but he'll blow up your fucking tub and let you fall from the top of a skyscraper, which is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird. You put kind of the most cinematic kill in the trailer, but okay, but yeah, no, he basically, his wife is killed and kind of it turns out to kind of be like a Black Ops thing sort of gone wrong, and he decides, I'm gonna go get some revenge. He works for the CIA, and the CIA didn't want to help him. So, but he kind of blackmails them.
Too busy getting people addicted to crack.
Busy addicting the inner cities to crack. I don't even know if crack's popular anymore.
Is it?
Somewhere it is, I'm sure.
Let us know in the comments.
Is crack still popular in your area? Right? No.
Coming soon, crack reviews.
Crack reviews on Hollywood.
Here's just a tip.
I think we'll have to move to Seattle for that one or something.
Portland, here we come.
Right? Yeah, so he's a CIA analyst, and he blackmails them because he's got some data that ooh, you guys were covering up some stuff, so you're gonna train me. You're gonna give me a fighting chance, right? So that's what they do. They have Lawrence Fishburne kind of training them how to do some stuff, right? And he's kind of smart, Rami Malek, so he doesn't necessarily let on as much as right through the.
He's not going to show all his cards right away.
Yeah. Well, eventually, of course, the CIA, so they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna whack him." We're not gonna let him do this.
Right.
And of course, he gets the drop on him, all that, and movie ensues. Right.
Okay.
So he's trying to get revenge, and the CIA is trying to get him. So, it's really good. It's not as good as Black Bag, but I was actually entertained. This was the longest movie that I saw this week. This was a little over 2 hours, and it was fine. It was fine, man. I brought my wife. We both had a really good time. There was, like I said, 7 compared to 4.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
a better showing.
That's a screening, baby.
But no, it was good. I definitely recommend you go see it. Spoilers are coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So he pretty much manages to pull it off for the most part. There's 5 people he's got to kill. He kills 4 of them. Kind of, sort of.
Setting up a sequel?
No.
Self-contained?
No,
Okay.
I think this is much more of a self-contained story.
That's
you know,
good.
everybody's like pretty good in this. Like it's half kind of phoned in because a lot of people are playing characters they've definitely already played before.
Yeah.
But everybody's pretty good in it. You know, he gets to like it literally is doing a Blue Ruin because he's getting like visions of his dead wife like throughout this thing, right? Like it is totally doing a Blue Ruin.
She's in the fridge. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But no, it was good. He gets to the end and decides like he's not going to kill the last guy, but he's going to bring him to justice and sets him up with Interpol and all that sort of stuff, right? And I guess it's implied that like he gets away with all this crap because there's like a shakeup at the head of the CIA because like the boss lady finds out that, like, oh man, cronies have been like running all this black ops and trying to kill Rami Malek. Well, fuck you, you're going to prison, you know. So sends all those guys go to prison and. I guess Rami Malek kind of rides off into the sunset, but like to do what? Like, it's kind of my question. Like, what are you doing? Because I don't know. They say he's like still employed by the CIA, but like, I don't know. The ending was kind of hit or miss. I feel like they could have just probably cut like 2 minutes off the ending. You know, left it maybe a little bit more open to interpretation as far as what
the results.
Is
there a happily
like it didn't
ever
set it up
after?
for a sequel or anything. It's just kind of like, I don't really think it's gonna work out like that. But but okay, it was fine. I totally thought Lawrence Fishburne was gonna come back and whack him at the very end because he like shows up and like jumps into his car and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But no, he's just like, oh hey buddy, we're friends now. Even though I was trying to kill you like most of this movie. Have a great day.
Just like Burn After Reading, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Burn After Reading's a better movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. There's John Bernthal in this who was just completely underused, though. Like, he's probably got 7 minutes of screen time.
Personally, I'd say leave him out.
I love John Bernthal.
Leave him out.
Great.
He's overdone. He's the same character in every movie.
You're a hater.
Every TV show. Leave him.
You know what?
Leave him.
You know what?
And I am a hater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
You know what?
I hate John Bernthal.
Well, you know what? I'm
going to see
hopefully the
King
Punisher
of Kings this weekend just to spite him.
I hope you enjoy that. I didn't. Oh man. Yeah, but no, The Amateur was good. It was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. So, if you're gonna go see something this weekend, go see The Amateur. Don't see King of Kings. Don't see Drop. And
see Warfare.
Warfare if you're like
Watch
into it. But if you're squeamish, I wouldn't recommend it. It's there's that, right? Like, it's a good movie. I'm not hating on Warfare, but if you're squeamish, that is not the movie for you.
Yeah. If you're looking for like compelling characters too, Warfare
also probably not
the movie.
No, it's an event.
It feels like you're just watching strangers. You don't get too personal with them.
Yeah.
You look at what happens. Okay, where do they go from here?
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. So.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted from it.
Yep.
It paid off.
It was fun.
What else? Did you watch anything else this week?
Oh,
did you have time after seeing?
I did. I actually watched.
Movies?
I watched a lot of movies this week, man.
Wow.
So I watched a few things. I watched The Lord of War. You ever seen Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto?
I've seen the intro.
Oh, fantastic!
Just the intro.
It's actually really
great
good.
Intro.
It's really good. I remember seeing Lord of War when it first came out in 2008. I was really excited, and I was a kid, so maybe I didn't quite get it or whatnot, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much then. I went back and rewatched it now, and it's great.
Loved it?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, definitely recommend checking that out. It's free on Prime right now. Stars Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto. Nicolas Cage plays Yuri Orlov, who's
he's an international arms
dealer. Yeah, like kind of based out of the United States of Russian origin. His family like pretended to be Jewish and to get into the United States in World War II, I think, something like that. Anyway,
they pulled the Zachary Levi.
Yeah. They get it, and he decides he's going to be an arms dealer, and he gets his little brother Jared Leto involved and all that, and it's good. It's good. It's an interesting watch for sure. It's from like what I consider my favorite period of Nicolas Cage.
It's not the Surfer era?
No, it's definitely not. No, I like that, mid-late 2000s era of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like
all the way up to Kick-Ass?
Yeah, maybe somewhere around there. Yeah, maybe somewhere around there. I'm not a huge Kick-Ass fan, so it probably ends for me somewhere around there.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's like watching a comic book.
Yeah, free on Prime. Definitely recommend checking that one out. It's not too long. It's a good watch, entertaining. Not super gory or anything. So check it out.
Yeah.
Not kid friendly, but definitely a good one. I watched another 2008 film. I watched Doubt with Meryl Streep, Amy Adams, and the greatest actor of like our parents' generation, Philip Seymour Hoffman. And no, that fantastic. That's a same story. I watched it when it came out because I used to watch everything that won an Oscar back then. I was really into this even when I was a kid, and it didn't like it because it's slow and it's about nuns and it wasn't an exciting movie for a kid. But watching it now, oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Great movie.
It is fantastic. Also free on Prime. Very cool. Like I said, stars Meryl Streep, Amy Adams. They are nuns, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is the priest at their parish or something like that. I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I don't actually understand how that part works. But anyway, it's a school.
He is their king of kings.
Like that. Church school, something like that, right? And Amy Adams brings her suspicions about this priest maybe having an inappropriate relationship with a student to Meryl Streep, who's kind of like the head nun. She's like and she's like the kind of the cat in this cat and mouse sort of thing, right? She knows all, sees all, sort of thing. She's the disciplinarian, and so she's. They kind of chase this along and figure out whether or not he is really doing what they think he's doing, and you get there's some of that. There's a reflection on their faith, like all the individuals kind of involved in this, right? And very good, worthy of the Oscars it won, absolutely. So yeah, Doubt. Check that out for sure. If maybe Nicolas Cage ain't your thing, check out Philip Seymour Hoffman and Meryl Streep, Amy Adams, and Doubt. That one's really good. Trying to think, I watched some other stuff too. I watched a couple more movies. I literally watched a movie like every day.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, but they weren't as good as those two. Yeah. Those would probably be the two best.
Those are the takeaways.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The other thing I watched, the bad thing I watched was The Ides of March. George Clooney, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. So that the problem with that is it feels like Act 1 and 2 of a much larger movie.
Yeah.
And it's like a much larger story ends at Act 2. It's not a real ending. It's not a real conclusion to what's going on. It's
unfulfilling.
Just a half ending, right? Yeah. It's literally, this ends in Act 2, like we ran out of money for Gosling and Clooney, and so we had to stop it there, guys. Use what footage we have, make an hour-and-a-half movie, and call it a day. Yeah. So that one's again free on Prime. That one I don't recommend. I love Clooney, I love Gosling. They're both fine in it, but the movie's an unfinished product, so I can't recommend wasting a bunch of time on it. You're not going to feel fulfilled afterwards.
Yeah.
So, what about you? Watch anything?
Watched some Formula One this morning.
How's the Formula One?
Still not that exciting this year.
Oh, no.
I mean, we've had 5 different races, 4 different race winners. So by that aspect, sure, it's exciting. But if you're looking for a lot of overtakes, a lot of hard racing, you are not getting that.
Yeah.
Last 2 Grand Prix probably been like a whole 2 minutes of highlights.
Yeah.
And both of them combined, that's 114 laps. So yeah, that was not too great. UFC 314 last night. Some really great fights. The early prelims had really, really competitive fights. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All the way up to the main event was Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez for the vacant UFC featherweight championship.
Okay.
Love both of those fighters, so going in, I'm like, I don't know, this could go either one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
And really enjoyable fight. So yeah, some great fights last night.
Good stuff. Anybody lose a limb or an eye or?
Michael Chandler lost his dignity if he had any left.
Oh,
so yeah, he got destroyed. He got pummeled by Paddy Pimblett. who, you know, a
Patty
lot of people...
Pimblett. I've seen
Batty.
some reels of
Yeah.
Patty Batty. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was one of the people saying early on that he was being given a lot of opportunities that he had not deserved. You know, he was being given a lot of fights just based on social media presence. Sean O'Malley, you know, same boat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he put it together in the King Green fight, and then in this fight he did the same thing. I mean, he dominated. Apart from getting kicked in the groin, he dominated Michael Chandler, made him look like a little boy as he beat him, just bloodied him.
Yeah.
You know, all over the ring. So, yeah, that was a great fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Next week is Sinners.
Sinners week.
Oh, man. You know, I'm just glad it's only one. One's good.
Yeah.
4 was hard. 4 is a lot of movies. Especially when, like, 3 of them I didn't even enjoy, you know?
To be fair, with Sinners, you've already seen half the movie in the trailer anyway. So.
I know.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
They should just show the second half.
Thunderbolts just did the same thing, too.
Yeah.
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 The Sentry Void.
Sentry Void trailer.
Like, thanks for giving away the whole thing in here.
They should have just stuck to that A24 based trailer.
What I'm really worried is if they're going to like use up Sentry in this story. Like you're going to find a way to destroy him or kill him by the end of this thing.
I'm sure they will.
And then you've just taken out like one of your most powerful players for Secret Wars and all that. Yeah,
well, that's exactly why. Because then if he was around, they would be like, well, why wouldn't they just bring in Sentry?
MCU's making my brain hurt.
Yeah. Same reason they don't use Captain Marvel for anything.
Yeah,
she's off planet,
but
yeah,
like
don't worry.
her probably, I
she's
bet her
off in
marketing
another
isn't
solar
great
system.
either. So
True.
You know, she probably doesn't.
Bill Pullman gonna bring in more of a crowd than.
I don't think it's not about bringing in a crowd. It's about having the characters available to make the right story.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
That's my concern. Like, oh, geez, I don't care if he's any good or not. It's more like, okay, he literally is one of the most powerful characters in that universe. You should probably have him available for the story that he is a big figure of.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, it's the MCU. They're going to do whatever the hell they want, and it's probably not going to work out based off of, you know, the
current trends.
But hopefully history, you
know,
prevails. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, the Sinners thing, I was much more excited before they spoiled it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, some early buzz that I've seen isn't fantastic. So I'm concerned.
Yeah. Haven't seen too much about this.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen that many people clamoring to go and see Sinners, which Ryan Coogler directing, Michael B. Jordan starring. You would expect there to be some more hype behind this.
This is a pretty big, you know, cast with, you know,
Haley
pretty big name
Steinfeld's in it
director,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
Josh Allen's, you know, fiance. I love it. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. Get Josh Allen in a movie. How about that?
I'd see it.
I would see it.
If you had like a 6'4", 230-pound quarterback vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
Can he like...
It'd be some Buffy the Vampire
Can he
shit.
kill Jordan Love?
Patrick Mahomes, please.
Oh, right.
Kill
Dude,
Mahomes.
he just like just rips Mahomes' head off in like the opening scene.
I'd pay to see that.
It'd have to be the Jalen Hurts vampire. Sinners. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see it.
Probably
gonna cover my eyes because it looks a little on the spooky side, but you know.
Yeah, just get your wife to go with you. She'll hold your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be safe.
Yeah.
Vampires aren't real.
She'll be scared too. No, I'll just like hide in the back and write notes.
Just lift
hide
your
behind
notebook.
my notebook. You know. Exactly. But yeah. So, anything else? Anything else big?
That's pretty much it. I know there's a couple other small releases, but Sinners is the one that's going to win the weekend as far as new movies are concerned. As far as existing movies, Minecraft is still gonna steamroll this thing, dude. It's gonna kill
it. There's no way this thing makes a dent in Minecraft
until
next week.
Lilo and Stitch comes out. I think May 23rd.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Minecraft is
so excited for Lilo
rolling
and Stitch.
through these things.
I actually I had nothing to do at work, and I drew a big picture of Stitch that is now taped up next to my desk. So, you know, yeah, I'm very, very excited for Lilo and Stitch. That looks like $1 million, dude. Yeah. It looks like a looks like $1 billion,
yeah, I was
right?
gonna tell you.
Yeah, I hope it makes $1 billion,
movie
dude. That
right
thing looks great.
It's cute.
Looks so good. The animation looks fantastic.
Yep.
It's almost beat for beat with the
cartoon
animated story. So yeah, that looks great. I love the original. So I think you know, we have, like, I've been floating around an idea of wanting to do videos on some older releases, but that is going to wait until I can actually nail down what kind of software I want to use right now. It's technologically illiterate here, so I am, you know, experimenting with some different stuff. And once I can figure that out, there are going to be some videos coming that will predominantly talk about, you know, some maybe video on demand sort of things, you know, some older things that might be available, you know, and maybe hopefully I can get that sorted out before Stitch so I could talk about the original animated version.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll see. I am, like I said, technologically literate. But hey, if you know anything about video overlays and all that sort of stuff, hey, let me know. Feel free to shoot us an email or, you know, a message on Facebook or anything like that. Because, yeah, we're trying to figure it out.
Please.
We
need a producer.
Please. We need help. We don't know anything about it.
We're lost.
But yeah, so that's that pretty much wraps it up for me, man.
That's it. I'm set for Sinners.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Sinners next week. Yeah. So that was episode 5.
Yeah.
It was great. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, absolutely. And as always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.